discussed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are done with the chapter how do organisms reproduce, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so shall we start a new chapter today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, okay, switch on your video.
Yes, ma'am. Remember, I'm unable to switch on my camera, ma'am.
What happened?
I don't know. It's on, but it's showing like this.
We rejoined the meeting. Maybe some
Yes.
glitches there. Huh, rejoin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Still the same, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, so we're going to start with the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Now, can you tell me one thing by looking at your syllabus that do you have the evolution part in your syllabus or has it been removed?
Yes, ma'am. I'll let you know. Just give me 2 minutes.
Can you quickly name the topics that are there in your syllabus?
Yes,
From
ma'am. I will check. I'll check my textbook and tell.
Okay, anyway, it's okay. When you find it, you tell me. I'm starting the chapter, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I got it, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, first one is accumulating of variation during reproduction.
Hmm.
And second one is hereditary. And then third one is inherited traits.
Hmm. Then?
And then rules for inheritance of traits, Mendel's contributions.
Then?
Yes, ma'am. Then
Okay.
how do these traits get expressed?
Okay.
Then sex determination. Only that much, ma'am.
Good. So, has this chapter been done in your school?
No, ma'am.
Oh. So, which chapter are you on in your school?
We are on reproduction in animals, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, we are doing reproduction in plants.
You're done with reproduction in plants?
Yes, ma'am. By the next class, we'll done.
Okay. So, today we're going to start the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Now, when we talk about heredity, so see, heredity and evolution, this chapter tells you about how any character, any sort of trait, okay, gets passed on from one generation to another generation, meaning from the parents to the offspring, right? The whole entire thing is what we constitute under the genetics or the heredity part. So first we will, like I will be introducing you to the different terms that are there in this chapter. Once you are familiar with all the terms, then this chapter is going to be very, very easy. Also, Tejas, one more thing. I was checking your paper, like the test that you have attempted.
Yes, ma'am.
Your performance, it gets better, like as the test comes, it's very nice. But see, work a little on writing neat. Understood? Like
Mm.
neat paper you should give. Not
Yes.
a little, your paper looks a little bit shabby, so I'd ask you to write a little neat paper and
Yes,
your
ma'am.
answers, like how you have learned over the time, that how you should answer your questions. Not directly like, what is this? So it is not. Just like how you put a proper definition, that way you write, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So first we're going to talk about genetics. Now when we talk about genetics, it is the branch of biology. It's like it comes under this, you can say the study of living sciences, and it is a branch of biology basically dealing with the inheritance and variation. All those things that come under the, you can say genetics is inheritance, variation, the transmission of traits and everything. Those things would come under this branch of science called as genetics. So the
Yes,
first
ma'am.
thing is inheritance. Inheritance means the characters as they are passed on from one generation, meaning from the parent generation to the offspring generation. And this can carry on for several of times. So this is what we call as inheritance. It is the transmission of characters from one generation to another generation. Clear?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can call it as transmission, or another word which could be used for it is passing on.
Yes, ma'am.
This is basically the transmission or the passing on of characters from one generation to another generation. Then we have variation. Now, even so, because we are talking about sexual reproduction, so you know that in the sexual reproduction, the offspring does not exactly resemble the parent, right? So when
Yes,
we talk
ma'am.
about variation, so it is the degree by which the organism differs from the parent, meaning some way or the other, the offspring, they're going to have their own set of characters as well, apart from inheriting any kind of character from their parents. So it is the degree by which organisms differ from their parents. And you can also mention it as that it is the introduction of new characters. Something new is introduced in the offspring. Now, when we talk about variation, so it is a result of sexual reproduction. You will not find variation in the case of asexual reproduction.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Please do note down. Okay. First,
Yes,
you
ma'am. I'm not
understand because this
motivated.
chapter needs a lot of proper understanding.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
talking about genes. Now, can you tell me what do you know about DNA?
Ma'am, DNA is the fundamental. No, DNA is DNA is the DNA is a substance which carry information about an organism.
Yes, exactly. And in very simple words, when we talk about DNA, I'll tell you that DNA is our genetic material.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
genetic material means when we are talking about inheritance, that the characters are being passed on from one generation to another generation, what is carrying it? So DNA carry. So what we mean by DNA? What is the full form of DNA?
Ma'am, deoxyribonucleic acid.
Hmm. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So that is the full form of DNA. It is our genetic material. Okay, DNA is our genetic material. Now, when you talk about the single unit, and usually it is double stranded. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
it has two strands. So it is double stranded. Now, when we talk about DNA, the functional part, meaning the part that actually performs or you can say participates in the inheritance process, we call that as gene. So gene, they are the functional unit of heredity or they are the fundamental unit of DNA. Understood? The
Yes, ma'am.
functional unit of, you write that, you will write that it is the functional unit of DNA and the fundamental unit of heredity. Because if the genes are not going to be there, then the whole entire, you can say, inheritance process will not take place. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Now see, furthermore, when you look at any organism, okay, when I, for example, if I show you two plants, okay, so for example, if there are two plants that are shown to you, so when you look at a plant, what all things do you see?
Ma'am, they do not vary from each other.
Huh?
Ma'am, if I see two plants, they look the same.
Not even one word is there.
Ma'am, I mean, if you see a plant which is same as the other, they look the same, ma'am.
Tejas, can you remove your device, the thing that you're using to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you repeat your words? Sorry. Can you repeat your questions once more?
Huh. See, for example, I showed you two plants like this. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
when I tell you to compare these plants, but just by looking at them, what all things do you observe?
Ma'am, they have different petal pattern.
Hmm. So you observe that they have different petal styles, they have different kinds of leaves, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
all those characters that you can see and you can visualize the shape, the size, the color, the pattern and everything. So that is the external features that you're looking at, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So when we talk about the external features or the way the organism look, that is the phenotype that you're talking about. So for example, if I show you any kind of plant and ask you what is the phenotype, then I will be asking you that tell me how it looks like on the outside. Whether it is tall, whether it is dwarf, whether it is, green in color, blue in color, or whatever. So the observable characters of an organism is what we mean by phenotype. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. After that, there comes the genotype. Genotype, like for example, if you look at a green plant, you look at a yellow plant. So just by looking at them, can you tell what kind of genes they have?
I think, ma'am, we can.
You can. How?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, by
What
their
will be?
color.
If you look at me, can you see my genes also?
No, ma'am.
No. Genes are something that are so inside the body. It's like inside the cell. Imagine that you can say serious level below. So those things that you cannot see, the genetic makeup of the organism, like what all genes is that organism made up of, when you can't see that, right? So that is what you mean by genotype.
Yes, ma'am.
Genotype is the genetic makeup of the organism, which is not observable outside, not externally visible. It is not something that you see externally. But when we talk about the phenotype, these are those characters that you can easily observe on the outside. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Now, see, when we are talking about genetics, so there are always people that, somehow, just like how you studied in class 9, Robert Hooke, Robert Brown, Anton
Yes,
von
ma'am.
Leeuwenhoek. So there are people that, found something, made some discovery, because of whom we are studying these things. So the
Yes, ma'am.
person who actually thought about variation, thought about inheritance was Mendel. Gregor Johann Mendel. Okay, he is known as the father of genetics. Why is he known as the father of genetics? Because he told us about what genetics is. Okay, and he told us and he gave the different laws of inheritance. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. So he told us how inheritance takes place, and he performed the hybridization experiment on the pea plant, that is Pisum sativum, the scientific name of the garden peas, those peas, green peas that we have.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so those are scientifically known as Pisum sativum. So he did an experiment on the Pisum sativum plant, and he, with all of the things that he observed, he gave us the laws of inheritance. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the question comes along that why did he only choose green peas? Why? There are so many plants in the world. Why didn't he choose anyone out of them? And he just chose the green peas. So why? So this comes as a question only, that why did Mendel choose the plant? So because of the following reason. The first reason is that the pea plant, they show 7 pairs of contrasting characters. Okay, they have, like, for example, see this thing. They have stem length, which could be tall, dwarf, pod shape, the pod of the piece. It could be inflated, meaning full, or it could be constricted, meaning wrinkly. Seed shape could be round, it could be wrinkled. Seed color could be yellow, it could be green. Flower position can be axial or terminal. Flower color could be purple or white. Pod color could be green or yellow. So do you see how it is like two extremes? Tall, dwarf.
Yes, sir.
Right, two extremes are there, two opposite conditions are there. So this is what we mean by 7 pairs. Like you total, there are 7 in number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And each one is present in pairs. So we say that since they are present in the paired format, so we call it as 7 pairs of contrasting characters. So in total, how many of them would be there? 40. Understood?
14,
So
ma'am. Yes,
because
ma'am.
pea plants, they're showing 7 pairs of contrasting character. This was the reason number 1. Second is that they do self-pollination. Okay, meaning they have bisexual flowers. You do not need any pollinators for them. They can pollinate themselves and they do self-pollination. Okay, so they have bisexual flowers, and after, you can say, every reproduction cycle, they produce many offsprings. So more offsprings, more observations can be taken. Understood?
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
apart from all of this, there were many other reasons as well, such as the pea plant was easily available to him also. It was not very expensive also. So because of all of these reasons, Mendel chose the pea plant. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, they say that now you have studied about the gene, right, which is the functional unit of DNA. Now that one gene, every gene has two alleles. What are alleles? It is a variant of gene. For example, if we are talking about stem length or the height of the plant, this could be called as height of plant also. Plant height. So if I say the plant height could be tall and it could be dwarf, right? Both the conditions can be there. So
Yes,
this
sir.
tall and dwarf, they are alleles of each other. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Allele means they are contrasting
Varieties.
characters. They are
Yes, sir.
opposites of each other. So one is one extreme, the other is the other extreme. So alleles, they are the variant of the gene, variants, right? Different types. And they control the same trait. Okay, it is a pair of contrasting characters. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So on your screen, you see various types of characters that are found in the pea plant. Okay, here they have mentioned you with the genes. This column you don't have to note down. Okay, that is
Yes,
why
sir.
I've crossed it out. But the name of the character, achha, one more very important thing is that these 7 characters that you see in front of you,
Yes, sir.
stem length, or you can also call it as stem height or plant height, then pod shape, seed color, flower position, and then flower color, pod color. These 7 characters are fixed. You cannot add any character according to your own will. You cannot remove any character. It's fixed.
Yes, sir.
These are the ones that were initially studied, and these are the ones that we will also be studying. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No.
Hmm. Now, the flower position is of 2 types. It is axial, right? Do you see this flower position? It's here. And
Yes,
terminal
sir.
when it is at the end of the apical portion of the plant. Axial is more or less lateral position of the flower. The flower color, and see, now out of all of these traits, the traits that are superior will be called as dominant trait. Okay. And the traits that are inferior will be called as recessive traits. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So now you put the heading of the chapter, heredity and evolution, and then you
Yes,
note
sir.
down till here. Then we'll talk
Yes,
about
sir.
the homozygous and heterozygous.
Ma'am, is the chapter name heredity or heredity and evolution?
Heredity and evolution.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, maybe. Ma'am, then. Ma'am, there, how height of plants?
Hmm?
Ma'am, height of plants?
Height of plants?
Yes, ma'am, I have to write that. Tall, dwarf, which is equal to.
Oh, this one. See, one more thing, like how I discussed that, the externally observable characters would be the phenotype, right? Meaning
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can see them. But the genes that represent them, something that you can't see, is called as the genotype. So, for example, if capital T represents tall and small t represents dwarf, then capital T and small t are the genotypes, and capital T and the small t are alleles of each other. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This you have written?
Yes, ma'am. Then. Yes, okay. Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay, any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
All right. Now
Ma'am,
see,
there's something. Ma'am, there's something written beside this diagram: seed, color, and
oh, this thing.
yes, ma'am.
Same exact thing. Like for example, the seed color could be yellow, it could be green, and that would be the allele of each other. This is just to explain you what alleles are. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So you've understood alleles?
Yes, ma'am.
You've understood why Mendel took pea plant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now see, furthermore, that are, there are few things you should know, such as dominant and recessive. Okay. So when we talk about dominant and recessive, there, see the characters, they are of two types. So first we talk about dominant trait. Okay. Dominant trait. See, those traits that are superior and will express themselves, they will be called as a dominant trait. Okay, so these are the traits that are superior and will express themselves. Understood? Meaning no
Yes,
matter what happens, they will always express themselves, meaning they will always show. Okay, so those traits are called as dominant traits. Whereas on the other hand, recessive traits, these are the traits that are inferior and whenever, for example, one dominant trait is there, one recessive trait is there, this recessive trait will not be able to express itself. Okay, so these are the
yes,
traits that are inferior and will not be able they will not be able to express themselves in the presence of a dominant trait. Okay.
yes,
Hmm. Now see, whenever we talk about the genes, now your question might come into mind. So when will they express themselves? How will they be able to express themselves? So the recessive traits, they are going to be able to express themselves only in a situation called as homozygous recessive situation. There is this situation. So for that, you have to study about homozygous and heterozygous condition. Now see, when we talk about homozygous condition, do you know the meaning of homo?
yes, ma'am. Means to
What is it?
ma'am, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Ma'am, homogeneous is a mixture.
What?
Yes, sir. Homogeneous and heterogeneous.
What is the meaning of homo?
Ma'am, uh, it's a solution.
No. Homo means same. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And hetero means different.
Different.
Okay. So this is the case, different. Now, basically, when we talk about the traits or these characters that we are talking about, they can express themselves in a homozygous condition and in a heterozygous condition. So, in the case of homozygous, for example, if capital T is used to represent the tall height, so when capital T is present, it is homozygous. Understood?
Yes.
But when capital T and small t are present together, this is heterozygous, meaning two different alleles present together. Homozygous, two same alleles present together. Understood?
Yes.
Hmm. This homozygous condition is of two types. homozygous dominant. And the second condition is homozygous recessive. Okay, homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive are the two conditions of homozygous kind. Now, when I say capital T or capital D, so whenever the genes are present in the capital form, in the dominant form, we call it as homozygous dominant. Whereas when they are present like this, in the
Yes,
small form, then we'll call it as the recessive case. Understood?
yes,
So
yes,
always remember that the recessive characters, they will be able to express themselves only in the homozygous recessive condition and nowhere else. Understood? So here, in the case of the homozygous dominant, the organism is going to be dominant. So for example, if now I ask you that what will be the phenotype of capital T, what would your answer be?
I'm homogeneous.
Huh?
Homogeneous and they are tall.
They are tall, right?
Yes.
They are going to be phenotype. So you just say the
Phenotype.
character. So they are going to be tall. What about small t, small t?
Ma'am, small t will be dwarf.
Very good.
Genotype.
They will be dwarf. Very good. And then if I write the heterozygous situation, now what will the height of the plant be?
Ma'am, it will be medium.
It will be?
Medium.
No. This is why. See, this is a dominant trait. This is a
Yes.
recessive one. What did I say?
Yes.
That the recessive will never be able to express itself in the presence of dominant. So this will also
Yes.
be tall. Because a dominant will mask the effect of recessive and show its own effect. Understood?
Yes.
Clear? Any doubt?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. So for today's class, we will be keeping it